A couple years ago in 2023, I released a special report titled How to Be a Black Entrepreneur in the New World Order. So, in this report, I'm pretty much declaring that we have entered into the doorway of a new world order. Now, I'd been speaking and writing about this subject for literally probably a couple of decades. Um, but I felt the time was right to kind of do my best to condense all of this study, all of this research into 22 pages, specifically with the outcome being helping Black people in particular, helping a lot of people, but helping Black people in particular realize that in this new world order, this new way of things, the way that the globe is constructed now, the different countries, different nationalities, different ethnicities, all of this is that we'd have to take a different position. We could no longer just be uh, the employees or those who are always pleading for jobs. Not that that's a bad thing, right? That's another conversation for another time. But in the global landscape, and as a body of people, a nation, literally a nation within a nation, we'd have to start orientating our mind to becoming uh, uh, more prominent on the world stage. And the best way that I could describe that is through entrepreneurship, right? It's business. That's kind of the language that people understand. It's definitely much more broader than that. And again, I go into detail as best I could in this 22-page report on how we should start thinking about entrepreneurship in the new world order. Right now, most times when you make that type of declaration, right? So that's pretty much what I did. I declared that we had entered into uh, a new world order. The world that we once knew was fading and fading fast. Um, Things had changed rapidly since 2020, but it was beginning to deteriorate much earlier than that. And I've been speaking on this and writing about this again for the past, I don't know, a couple of decades. But I thought this was the right time to do it. And I feel even more compelled now because if there was ever any doubt in your mind, and I did get a lot of you know how we do when someone started talking about New World Order and Black entrepreneurship, people are looking at me like, and so looking at the eye rolls, listening to the people say, yeah, I read it, yeah, I get it. Um, all of that, but now the election of Donald J. Trump. And he's leaving little doubt. If you still have any doubt, it's diminishing fast that we've entered into a new reality, a reality that is not only changing or shifting the global landscape in terms of power, but we're literally watching the destruction of relationships. If you've listened to Donald Trump within his first few weeks of office, not only is he talking about taking land and destroying institutions and all of those different things, today, as I'm recording this, he made the statement that America is going to take the charge to take over the lands in Gaza. This is huge, brothers and sisters. This is extremely important. Now, we can sit around and whine about it, complain about it, and talk about this and talk about that. But at the end of the day, we have to be prepared to take our proper positions, to really take our role in this new world order. American politics has shaped and literally poisoned our core thinking. it's paralyzed us to where we can't think outside of anything other than this, right? It's Republican, Democrat, it's American democracy, and it's whatever America says. The whole 8 billion people should, bow down to that. And so our minds have been shaped that way. So anytime someone mentions anything different, new system, new politics, new economies, we get frazzled because we don't know anything. We're not the free thinkers that we think we are, because we're only operating off of what we've been educated and trained to understand. And it's not anybody's fault. And to be honest, that's not a bad thing. But now, when new knowledge, right? So there was a time where we didn't have this exposure to all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom, not just from America, but all over the world. We have artificial intelligence where you can literally watch or get information from resources from all over the world. We have YouTube where you can literally study any subject matter that you want and learn about anything that you want from the comfort of your own home, like you're watching me right now, from all over the world. And so the world has changed. It's changing, and it's changing rapidly. So now my argument, or my position, I should say, and I ain't arguing with nobody. My position is that we have to take our rightful place in this realignment of world power. And we're not going to be able to beg our way in. We're not going to be able to change the thinking of other people to get them to let us in, to give me a shot, right? To look at me as your equal, right? We're seeing, look at the response to the DEI, right? I'll do another video about that at another time. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but it's crystal clear, or it's becoming crystal clear, that that type of appeal to a people who are just not interested in what you have to say on the subject, we should be fully aware of that now. I'm trying to choose my words, because I do want the video to show. I don't want them to, throttle my video because I'm using certain language. But it should be crystal clear, brothers and sisters, that there's nobody coming to give us a solution for our own problems. I believe that we're at that time where we have to garner the courage. We have to be willing to put in the work to do what we know we should be doing and should have been doing for a long time, right? So as I conclude with this, and the link to this, you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to even sign in for anything. The link should be somewhere around the video just for you to just click it, and you'll be able to go ahead and take a look at the report. 22 pages. You'll read it in less than 20 minutes. And then I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. So I have reference material in there, even have scripture, but there's one thing that I will say, because as I close this video out, I don't want this to get too long. As we enter into the new world order, there may be some who's afraid, and you're thinking as again, the American politics would have you believe that there are these other powers that are fighting for this alignment, right? But if you study this, you'll see that China has some problems, right? China's population, their demographics are terrible. Their economics are not great. And again, it was all based on this system. I won't get into that too, because this video gets super long. If we get into all of that, just get the report and you'll see a few of the things in here. Russia, right? These are the superpowers, or quote unquote, were the superpowers that were challenging for this supremacy in the entire world: America, China, Russia. Yeah. Europe. Is it Europe? Is it Canada? Is it Russia? Is it China? Who is it going to be? Here's what I'll say. And this is why I'm so convinced that it's our time to rule again. The Bible has a statement that God takes the kingdom from whom he pleases and gives it to whom he pleases. And it has nothing to do with American politics. He takes the kingdom from whom he pleases and he gives it to whom he pleases. So when you really look at that, that's completely out of the framework of how you see the rise and fall of nations, right? They have limited capacity, or they don't have the capacity. I'm not even going to say limited, right? We forget playing politics. They don't have the capacity to hold on to the power any longer. And we're watching it. And you're watching the dismantling of what was called globalization. It had already ended when we started talking about the different economic policies and things like that. And again, I talk about that in the reports. I won't go in it too far, but you're literally watching it unfold on the global scene right now with the policies of the United States of America and Donald J. Trump. So I don't want to go too far down that road. I just want to say that the new world order is beginning to take shape. And I believe, whether you believe it or not, you can argue with me if you want, that Black people have a pivotal role to play in the shaping of a new world order. And so the link somewhere on this page below the video or something like that, make sure you get it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is your brother Bedford, and I guess I'll start shooting a few more videos on this in this vein moving forward. So talk to you soon. Talk to you in the next video. Take care.